Presenting our national officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Erlindo Eusebio. Second referee, Mr. Marlon Macabenta. Let us welcome our starting lineup from our defending champions, our Cignal HD Spikers. Let's begin with our team captain, who wears jersey number 8, John Paul Bugawan. At number 6, Mark Frederick Calado. Wearing jersey number 10, Wendell Concepcion Miguel. At 11, Joshua Umandal. Wearing jersey number 13, Nas Guaza. Number 19, Chris Sian Silang. Starting libero is number 7, Vince Lorenzo. Head coach, Mr. Dexter Clamor. Calling on our navigators, Iloilo. Team captain, wear jersey number 6, John Michael Apolinario. At number 7, JV Sumagaysay. Wearing jersey number 12, Francis Philip Saura. At number 13, Edward Camposano. Number 14, Abdurasad Nursidik. And number 16, Dean Leo De Pedro. Starting libero is number 1, Rick Adal. Head coach, Mr. Rizalito, Coach Boyet Del Moro. This is match number 26, preliminary round, season 7, the open conference of the Spikers turf. Where power.
Well, no Brian Bagunas. Mark Calado will be in the starting lineup here for the HD Spikers, and EJ Casanya will be coming off the bench. Sean Silang will be in the starting lineup. And Nastin Guaza also part of the starting lineup for Coach Dexter Clamor. In the meantime, mini shakeup as well for Coach Boyet Del Moro, as Kim De Andante will be coming off the bench. The usual starting setter, Kel Apolinario, is back in the starting lineup as they will try to field their best 6 against the best team so far in the Open Conference.
I mean, for Cignal, this is a very different starting lineup for them, but these are the players who stepped up in that 5th set against the King Crunchers, Silang, Guaza, as well as Calado.
That's right. Guaza, huge 3 points, especially in that 5th set against the King Crunchers. But for Francis Saura and the Navigators, 39 errors in their last game against the King Crunchers. That's got to change here today. And they didn't have any aces as well. So they're going to have to do better at serving and then keeping their errors down. A very, very early challenge. That's you can tell how important this game is for Coach Del Moro and assistant coach Clint Malazzo.
Again, for Cignal, they're coming off a really big win. They have the momentum, but for the Navigators, it's actually an added motivation for them. They want to beat, the leading team so far this conference.
There's Coach Dexter Clamor. Said they didn't have any big celebration after that win against the King Crunchers. Although some of the players were expecting a celebration, there wasn't any. So unsuccessful challenge here for the HD Spikers.
Team captain J. Apolinario with the serve.
So 1-0 favor of the Navigators. Silang sets it up. And a solid one-man block. Toto De Pedro Jao Umandal.
What an explosive start here for the Navigators. It's a very hard to defend Jao Mandal, but De Pedro closing him down in that sequence.
De Pedro didn't have a block in their game against the King Crunchers. Silang now to Guaza for the first attack point of the HD Spikers.
Guaza with a clean attack there. Take a look at this replay, avoiding the blocker. Guaza also used to play for the Navigators.
That's right. Jao Umandal, and coming off a 20-point performance. There hasn't been a game he didn't score in double digits yet here in the Open Conference. There's solid MVP-like performance for Jao Umandal. But Toto De Pedro, 1 kill block, 1 attack point, Ayel.
Looks like De Pedro came in prepared against the HD Spikers, just closing down the right angles and attacking the right zones on the side of the HD Spikers.
Had a double-double, 12 points, 12 receptions for De Pedro in their loss against the King Crunchers. Calado off the block. And nope, apparently not. It just goes outside.
Too much angle in that attack of Calado. This is really a good start for the Navigators.
Calado, 6 points in that win against the King Crunchers. Good pass. Silang. This time with Guaza. Guaza has all of the points right now of the HD Spikers.
And Silang activating Guaza early on in the set. And that just goes to show that the Cignal right now is having a good first ball because Silang able to set up the middles.
I was expecting them to have a big party after the big win against the King Crunchers.
Now, if they did, they really deserve that one. That was a big win for them.
But Coach Clamore is saying they didn't want the players to expect that, that was a big deal. Because obviously the championship is the big deal. Not just a regular win in the preliminaries. So they didn't want to overhype the win, although obviously it was a big match, especially with so many players from the King Crunchers coming from the HD Spikers.
That's true. So a lot of pride also playing in that game.
Silang sets it up. Calado off the block. And Estraniero unable to get it.
Good attack there. Much needed point on the side of the HD Spikers. Reverse set to Calado. So much power in that attack.
HD Spikers.
3 serving 5. Good pass. Bernard. Camposano.
Attackers working on the side of the Navigators. 2 blockers there, but powering through in that one. Camposano.
Camposano, in all of the games, he has scored in double digits for the Navigators. 12 points against the King Crunchers, 10 against VNS, 10 against Mavericks. Another off the block hit from Calado.
Navigators still hasn't found a way to slow down Calado. I mean, using power in all his attacks so far.
Wendell Miguel.
Former Tamarao. Mark Calado is a former Fighting Maroon. Wendell Miguel. 10 points against the King Crunchers. Also part of the 10 points, 3 blocks. Saura got it.
A lot of high-scoring attackers we have from both teams. So definitely we can expect, good attacks coming from them. And this time coming from Saura from the back row.
And you mentioned his new role, his new position, and he seems to be thriving, Ayel.
Through embracing that role and actually shining also for the Navigators.
There hasn't been a game as well, like Camposano, that he didn't have double-digit performances scoring. Silang, Ato Umantal, got it.
Cross-court shot.
Great play there coming from Silang to Umandal. I think this is also the strength of the HD Spikers. They really play fast volleyball. So, their opponents really have to keep up with their pace.
2-point game, 5 serving 7. JP Bugawan. Camposano passes. Polinario sets it up.
Great rebound.
And Nur Siddiq will score.
Nur Siddiq actually read well there by Guaza.
Technical timeout. 8. The Navigators. 5.
8-5.
Cignal.
The Navigators up by 3. First technical timeout of the opening set.
Welcome back to the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, where power meets passion. Now, a big win for the Cignal HD Spikers last Sunday, and like what you mentioned, Eric and Nayel, Nas Guaza was one of the players who played tremendously in that game, and this is actually his first time starting for Cignal, and he mentioned that it was really because of his patience and heart for the game that got him here. Coming from Iloilo, he was always part of the starting six. Moving to Cignal, he moved to the second group, which was frustrating, but he never rushed it. Head coach Dex Clamor wanted to start him today, not because of what he showed in their last game, but because of his conviction. Whether or not he is on the court, it is always consistent.
All right, thank you, Ayana. Great report. Nas Guaza out of Nigeria, played for PCU. Will be in the NCAA, but you know, great off the bench player. A lot of energy. He brings
true.
Undersized for his position, but you know, the 3 points does not speak of the contribution and the big plays he made in that 5-set win against the King Crunchers.
Really speaks about his passion and love for the sport.
Right. That's outside for Calado. And starting to pull away once again. Coach Clamor only has one challenge remaining. He'll use it now.
And so far, you know, in the net, the floor defense of the Navigators really slowing down the offense of the HD Spikers. And this could be good news for them, because the strength of Cignal is really their attacking.
Right. Five and 0, undefeated. Oh, it's a block touch challenge. There's no touch. At least it looks like it, yeah. No touch on the fingertips of De Pedro. So 0 for 2 in challenges, Coach Clamor, and he'll burn a timeout here. First timeout for the HD Spikers, down by 5. Opening set, we'll listen in.
Tinatsaga nila tayo bumlock, tinatsaga nila tayo dumepensa. Tayo, we are not ready. Transition, alam natin na bablockin natin sila, hindi tayo bumlock. Dapat bumlock ka doon sa ginawa ni Pedro. Oh, hindi na siya bumlock, hindi na tayo dumepensa. Diba? Sabi ko, every time nag-transition, stay low tayo, be ready na ibabalik sa atin ang bola. Tsatsagain talaga tayo niyan, i-challenge talaga tayo niyan. It's up to us kung paano tayo mag-react. Kung hahayaan lang ba natin yan. O, 5 na. Sabi ko sa inyo, dapat may intensity. O, pasa ulit, maliit ulit doon. Iwalay mo na si Nastin. Mag-backward na lang si Nastin.
Go, go, go. Let's go. Hey, Cignal. What's up, Cignal?
Based on, you know, what Coach Clamor is saying, does it seem to you, Ayel, that they're sort of relaxed coming into this game after that big win against the King Crunchers?
Well, definitely it looks like that. The body language, the effort on the floor defense, you know, this is not how Cignal would usually start in a game.
Well, they get lucky there. Service fault.
Coach Dexter asking for more intensity coming from them, because momentum, intensity right now is definitely on the side of the Navigators.
Ooh, so a service fault and an ace by Silang, and that's a quick 2-point run for the HD Spikers.
Could be a start for them to build the momentum here.
Polinario to De Pedro. Silang pops it up. So Montero will set it. There comes a hit. Jao Umandales off.
A lot of errors coming from the HD Spikers. And, you know, the Navigators had a good game against the King Crunchers. So definitely this is not a game that, you know, Cignal can just relax.
So 4 errors currently for the HD Spikers. That's 4 of the 11 points, almost half of the points scored by the Navigators. Back row, Camposano, that's popped up, overpassed by Wendell Miguel. Another chance here. This time Sumagaysay tips it. Guaza pops it up. Easy ball here for the Navigators. Apolinario, they go to Saura. Down the line, it's outside.
Saura knew he had the advantage in the down the line attack. A great decision there, just too wide for him.
Former National University Bulldog, part of the team that won the silver medal, the SEA Games back in 2019, Francis Saura. Jao Mandal also part of that team. Apolinario, JV Sumagaysay, got it.
Sumagaysay with a quick attack. 12.
Apolinario doing a good job in terms of playmaking right now. Keeping everyone involved in attacking, making sure that the Cignal keeps in mind that everyone is a threat.
Kel Apolinario out of UE, team captain of the Navigators here. Toto De Pedro from Bacolod.
Toto De Pedro.
First game in double digits when he scored 12 against the King Crunchers. Silang. Solid block by Camposano. Ayan, Calado. Calado will try again. Goes over and out. He's asking for a block that, but they got no more challenges.
Two unsuccessful challenges earlier in the set for the HD Spikers. So no chance there for a challenge for them. I mean, Calada's been trying to go cross-court, but still hasn't found a way to be effective.
Wendell Miguel, nowhere to go. Oh, terrific blocking by the Navigators.
Again, that blocking was the strength of the Navigators against the King Cruncher. So definitely they're coming in today wanting to slow down the offense.
6 out.
Coach Clamor is making a change here as Casanya, the usual starting setter, is coming off the bench now along with Mads Gampong. 2 blocks already for the Navigators, no blocks for the HD Spikers. A team that's known for blocking. They had 13 blocks against the King Crunchers. Miguel, it's popped up by Camposano. Apolinario, De Pedro pushes all the way to the back. Lorenzo with the up. Wendell Miguel, nowhere to go, and it falls in. Another block. That's 3 kill blocks for the Navigators.
The Navigators just are really reading well the offense of the HD Spikers. So no room there for Wendell Miguel.
Another change in the lineup for Coach Clamor as Vince Abrot, who only had a point, usually comes second set off the bench, but now he's in first set because they're down 15-8.
Early adjustments for the HD Spikers because so far nothing working for them offensively.
Casanya, Mads Gampong popped up by De Pedro. Here we go, the Navigators on the attack. Saura, Umandal, Casanya will set all the way to Abrot. Got it.
Good adjustment on the side of the HD Spikers. Abrot with the instant impact and that out of system play, but good timing for him there.
Wow. Did the HD Spikers need that point or what?
Much needed point for them because the Navigators slowly really leading this game, controlling this game.
Quick pass. Sumagaysay. Oh, rejected by JP Bugawan.
Bugawan with a one-man block. Really reading that angle so well of Sumagaysay.
2-point run for the HD Spikers.
Service.
You know, they're having some mini runs in this game so far, but they could not keep the momentum on their side.
Well, let's see. They score a third. This is going to be their longest run. Combination play, Camposano, and that's it. Only a 2-point run allowed by the Navigators. We get to our second technical timeout. 6-point lead for Iloilo against Cignal opening set.
Quote ko sa sarili as volleyball player, syempre, good things take time. Kunyari, yung championship, hindi naman yan basta-basta binibigay. So, kailangan mo paghirapan. Lahat ng ginto, pinagtsatsagaan. Hindi lang basta yan, o ito. Siyempre, lahat ng hirap, sakripisyo, kailangan yan hintayin.
Kyle Apolinario, 20 excellent sets in their very first game against Air Force. Awesome live sports viewing is guaranteed with Cignal. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Switch now and get up to 3 months with no cash out. Visit cignal.tv/switch for more details. There's a nice shot coming from Mads Gampong.
So right now, the substitutions working on the side of the HD Spikers.
It's a 3-1 run right now, and that's going to be an iffy toss coming from Mads Gampong.
Oh, really uncharacteristic errors coming from the HD Spikers, and it's really killing them in this set.
Serving for the Navigators.
17-11. Lorenzo with a good pass. Mads Gampong firing one in.
Gampong and abroad with some good contributions in the set. Gampong from the back row taking advantage of the late block of the Navigators.
Vince Abrot, former Blazer, serving. Overpass. De Pedro popping it up. Apolinario to Camposano. Cross court is no good.
Camposano trying to avoid the blockers in that previous sequence.
There's a net touch challenge here by the coaching staff of Iloilo.
Challenge number 3, net fault, the Navigators.
The Navigators had a really, really good start. I mean, 4 straight wins, Ayel, and then they met up with the King Crunchers.
Again, this is why the Navigators could be a good challenge against the HD Spikers, because in terms of confidence, really they have that. They have the confidence, and it looks like they're playing as a cohesive unit right now, and that's something we're not seeing on the side of the HD Spikers.
There's Coach Del Moro on your screens, out of Hagonoy, Bulacan. Went to Letran and then FEU in college. And you're talking about the performance of the Navigators, and they have the players to pull off a win against some of the top teams. As you look at the challenge here, yeah, there has to be. Look like the net move. There is the move. I don't know who touched it, but it looked like it moved. Or was it the ball? All right, so no net touch apparently. It's the ball that hit the net. So unsuccessful challenge for Coach Del Moro is that he has 1 challenge remaining.
So successful challenges so far here at the start of the set.
Coach Clamor doesn't have any more challenges. Abrot serving, 4-point game. Biggest lead was 6. Another overpass, and that tip outside from Apolinario. So this is a little run coming from the HD Spikers. This is a 6-2 run in favor of the HD Spikers now.
And this is the advantage of the HD Spikers, having a deep bench, players who can perform off the bench.
That didn't hit the block, apparently, from Nur Sidik. So this is now a 7-2 run for the HD Spikers. Timeout for the Navigators. We'll listen in.
Receive lang tayo maayo. Para maka-atake na maayo. Dalawa yan, ha? Saan nyo yan? Iangat mo sa taas? Sige lang. Hindi naman masyadong malakas yan. Go, bawi. Mas malakas pa jump serve ni Boyong eh. Let's go! Hey, Navi! Saan.
Well, passing heavily needed on the side of the Navigators. So, that is something that worked for them in the start of the set. They're passing, the reason why Apolinario had an easier time setting up everyone. But right now, the service of the HD Spikers, especially of Abrot, really challenging them, putting them in out of system, and that allows HD Spikers to read them well.
HD Spikers were down by as many as 6. They could have been down by 8 actually, but they went on a run, and now they're within 2. 15 serving 17. Vince Abrot, along with Mads Gampong off the bench, they've really been able to spark the offense, Ayel, of the red shirts.
Again, in-game adjustment working. But the timeout on the side of the Navigators worked well for them. Iced the server.
There's Francis Saura, best player in their last game, or at least the top scorer in the last game. That was a loss against the King Crunchers. Former Red Warrior turned NU Bulldog, Edward Camposano. As you look at the errors, Ayel.
For Cignal, 7 errors so far. But on the side of the Navigators, they also have 5.
Nice block by De Pedro, but good coverage by the HD Spikers. There's a block again, another great dig. And that hit is outside for Casanya.
Casanya rushing in that previous sequence. But the good intention, saw the hole in the corner pocket of the court of the Navigators, but just couldn't execute.
So a little 2-point run for Camposano and the Navigators to up their lead back to 4. Ooh, what a serve. Lorenzo overpasses. The dump attempt. Casanya is good. Nice job by Casanya.
That's true. Perfect timing there in that jump. Avoiding the Pedro in that one, who actually read that 1-2 play.
JP Bugawa, the team captain. Good pass. Apolinario. Saura. Got it.
Again, Saura. High scoring on the side of the Navigators. Go-to player, they need a point, they go to Saura. And an almost automatic point for them.
Serving for the Navigators.
Meantime, Rash Nursidik out of San Pedro. Serve to the corner. Abrot pops it up. Oh, my goodness. Jao Umandal against 2 blockers. No problem.
Probably the cleanest hit so far of Jao Mandal. Just perfect execution, avoiding the blockers. No floor defense found on the side of the Navigators.
Serving for the HD Spikers.
Casanya serving De Pedro with a great pass. De Pedro off a combination play. But there's a net touch on Toto De Pedro. All right, they're going to clear it up. Second referee Marlon Macabenta will speak to first referee Rido Eusebio, because Eusebio gave the point to the Navigators, and then Macabenta said there's a net touch by De Pedro. All right, so the call is overturned. And Coach Del Moro, on the other hand, saying the ball landed already.
That's true.
I don't. Did you see that, AM?
It wasn't very clear, but I mean, if the ball landed already, it shouldn't be called a violation anymore.
Right. And fortunately, you can't challenge that because Coach Del Moro still has 1 challenge remaining. Francis Saura pushes. Oh, and it's short. And now this is the closest the HD Spikers have been since 0-all. Now it's a 1-point game.
And that's because they also improved their serving, really challenging again the passing of the Navigators.
Just when it looked like the Navigators are going to pull away, here come the HE Spikers, but there have been errors as well for these Navigators. Toto De Pedro making up for the net violation with a point down the line.
And if there's one person who started strong for the Navigators, that is definitely De Pedro. And right now, they would want a strong end game.
For the Navigators.
So Kel Apolinario with a short serve, very short in fact, that it barely made it across the net.
Oh, but the point is a point with some help from the net there.
Do you really practice that?
That's a really tough one to practice, but really lucky break for Apolinario. Take a look at the replay.
So a little 2-point run by the Navigators. One-handed set, Casanya, and that is another point for Jao Mandal.
And Jao Mandal has been capitalizing on that zone 5, the cross-court attack.
Jao Mandal, his second best scoring game was against the King Crunchers 20. He had 23 against Savoj. That's his best game so far in the Open Conference. Camposano, bad pass.
And Cignal has been targeting Camposano for quite some time now. A strong serve there coming from Obandal. Camposano could not contain the power and the serve.
Back to a one-point game. 21 serving 22. Much better pass from Camposano. Here comes Saura. Block. Camposano with coverage. Apolinario back to Saura. Power dump with 2 hands. Got it.
This is what Saura was trying to do earlier from the back row. Wanted to go to that donut hole. Finally was able to target that one.
2-point game. Toto De Pedro out of Bacolod. Will serve. Floater. Nice pass by Lorenzo. And wait a minute, there is going to be yeah, he stepped on the line, I believe, Jao Mantan. So it's going to be 3 set points for the Navigators. Coach Clamoro will burn his final timeout.
24 for the Navigators.
Dito yung bola, dito na kagad. Okay din naman yun dito. Eh, dito pa si Nastin. Dito yung receive, back wing, 5, 2 lang, 2. Oh, single block, so kahit single block yan, tabanan mo. Nakita mo mag-wave, zone 1. Ano yun? O, pasa mo na. 3 straight points sa atin, 3 straight points. Go. Short ball yung short ball. Galing time out. Let's go. Signal.
HD Spikers has to play clean volleyball, flawless volleyball right now because the Navigators just 1 point away in taking this set. Sabi nga nila, 3 points, 3 straight points. That's what they need right now.
Well, they had a 3-point run midway through the opening set. Let's see if they can pull it off again. Nasguaza! No runs, says JV Sumagaysay. I got it.
A really good read there coming from Sumagaysay. I mean, Guaza just followed the instruction to go to that zone, but Sumagaysay just knowing what to do in that last sequence.
4-point win for the Navigators in the opening set against the undefeated Cignal HD Spikers.
It's raining in Manila. Mahirap ba mag-isang nanginginig? Nang may love ako sa'yo, kala ko'y pag-ibig mo ay tunay, pero hindi nagtagal, lumabas din ng tunay na kulay. Para kang sting, o galing mo'y nakaka-sphinx. Kabet? Stupid love, stupid love, stupid love.
Welcome back. Some light moments there coming from Saura, who together with the Navigators took that first set. The Navigators started strong, De Pedro with explosive attacks, and they led almost all throughout the first set. Cignal HD Spikers had some mini runs, was able to gain a momentum, but again, the errors really killed them in that first set.
They made a run, a 3-point run. They came as close as 1 point, the defending champions did, but De Pedro, Francis Saura, Campuzano, in a great setting as well by Apolinario. They are able to stay on top.
And as you take a look at the numbers, no difference in the attack points, but the separation really happened in the blocking. I mean, the Navigators just knowing how to slow down the Cignal HD Spikers, despite the fact that the HD Spikers tried to serve strong, but they just couldn't get that win, that first set win, given they gave away a lot of errors. 9 free points, the Navigators in that first set.
And that's one of the big differences because it was only a 4-point win by the Navigators.
True.
Umandal partially blocked. It gets it through Sumagaysay, former teammate, I believe, in same era, right? Same generation.
That's true. And Umandal outsmarting Sumagaysay in that previous sequence. So Cignal here, they need to start strong and they need to avoid errors if they want to get the second set.
Short little push by Sumagaysay. Umandal tries again, gets it through De Pedro. So the first 2 points of the HD Spikers coming from Jao Umandal.
And Silang right now maximizing Jao Umandal in the front row. I mean, Jao Umandal, another high-scoring player on the side of the Cignal HD Spiker, so they would want to maximize him.
Combination play, Francis Saura scores against Sandy Montero.
Iloilo gets their first point.
Another good play there coming from the Navigators. The Navigators really playing loose, relaxed, celebrating every point, and the reason why they're able to keep their composure all throughout the set.
Silang, back row, Wendell Miguel, that's into the net. A really slow start for Wendell Miguel today.
That's true. Giving away another error. Straight to the net there for Wendell Miguel.
So after a 2-0 start, a 2-point run for the Navigators, or the Navigators, to tie the game at 2. Sean Silang. Atu Umandal, off to a hot start. Jao Umandal has all of the 3 points of the HD Spikers.
And highly reliable, especially on offense. Great reverse set there coming from Silang. Only one blocker for Jao Umandal.
Jao Umandal with the serve. Saura off the block. Popped up by Torres. Here's a push. Jao Umandal, nobody even there.
A drop shot.
Again, Jao Umandal, the go-to player on the side of the Cignal HD Spikers. Silang continues to go to him. Some variety of attacks here coming from Jao Umandal. Great ball control.
Umandal.
Jao Umandal played as an import for 1 season in Bahrain. Badi Jamra is the team. You look at the numbers of Jao already. There's a net touch against Torres. Torres has played sparingly. This is his first game since he played against Savoj. He didn't play against Air Force. He didn't play as well against King Crunchers.
For the Navigators.
So Coach Dexter really finding the good mix of players right now.
Calado, popped up by Sumagaysay. Apolinario to Camposano. Miguel pops it up. Tough get there for Sean Silang. Miguel sends it over. Apolinario with the first touch. So it's Camposano setting it to Saura. Saura, that could have been outside. This is a tough get for anyone.
Ball is out.
A lot of power in that attack, and they could not contain.
Well, this hit could have been outside. Jao Umandal was already way back there.
That's true. See the effort, but they didn't have space to get that second touch anymore.
And just like that, we're tied again, 4-all.
But a better start here for the HD Spikers, trying to keep it close.
Nice serve. Lorenzo popping it up. Sean Silang. They go to Wendell Miguel. Oh, Miguel has been checked today.
That's true. Wendell Miguel really could not get into the defense of the Navigators. Two blockers against him. No room there, no space to get that ball in.
So he's going to sit it out, and Abrot is back in the game for the HD Spikers. Now in front for the first time in the second set. Navigators up 5-4. There's a net touch this time
Net touch
against the Navigators, so we're going to be tied at 5.
Another deadlock here in the start of the set. I mean, we expected this one. Even if the Navigators is currently at 4th seed, they only have one loss, and that one loss came from the King Crunchers.
Saura got it. Saura and company. They're either serving to Jao Mandal or hitting Jao Mandal.
That's true, and you really have to credit the playmaking of Apolinario. Always only one blocker in front of his attackers, and you know, especially in the men's division, it's really tough to defend in the floor if you only have one blocker. Attackers are very explosive.
And there's a stepping violation.
There's a foot fault against Francis Saura. A rare call. You don't see that very often.
It's a free point here for the HD Spikers.
A lot more errors here in the second set, Ayel, for the Navigators. And we talked about how they should be careful about that because they had 39 in 4 sets against the King Crunchers. Saura outside, another error.
Ball is out.
So Saura with back-to-back errors, and the lead goes back to the HD Spikers 7-6.
It looks like whoever minimizes their error in this set will be able to get the second set, because really both teams just exchanging errors right now.
Calado. Oh, speaking of, there you go.
7-all.
So we're tied at 7. But again, going back to the Navigators, 39 errors in 4 sets. That's a set and a half.
That's a lot for, you know, a 4-set game.
Had they not committed as many, that would have been probably a 5-setter. Maybe they could have won as well. So
that's true.
I got a really big shot here. Oh, another error. So that's 3 straight points given up by the Navigators. And that takes us to our first technical timeout. HD Spikers on top by 1. Set number 2.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, where power meets passion. Now, coming to this game extra competitive are the D Navigators, as they are going against two of their former players, that is Guaza and Gampong. Now, actually, head coach Boyet Del Moro talked about how this fired them up to work more on their movements to minimize all their former errors in every game. They never scout the opposing team. They only focus on themselves. Now, in the words of head coach Boyet, we won't adjust for them. Kailangan matibay yung foundation namin as a team, and kitang-kita naman yun sa first set performance nila. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Ayana. That's a unique approach. We don't scout the other team. We just work on ourselves and let them adjust to us. Shansilang. Here's Umandal after a net violation. Scores a point.
So far, it has just been Umandal for the HD Spikers.
Team captain,
Jao Umandal.
Serving for
Great performance so far.
So far, 5 out of 5 attacks in the second set, but definitely Jao Mandal alone won't be enough.
But he says, I beg to disagree, Ayel. I can do it all by myself. Well, give us a 2-point lead.
Looks like a 6-on-6 for Jao Mandal. Really high efficiency. Perfect so far in the set.
He's in double digits already with 10 points. And he has 6 of the 10 of the HD Spikers here in set number 2. Francis Saura stops the bleeding and makes it a 1-point game.
If the HD Spikers has a Jao Mandal, the Navigators has Saura to go to.
Team captain, JM Apolinario.
Kel Apolinario serving. Short serve, Umandal picks it up. Silang sends it out to Calado. Easy pickup for Camposano. Apolinario out to De Pedro. Top set, hit the antenna.
That's true.
That hit the antenna.
Too fast there for De Pedro. Could have been a good adjustment, but that hit the antenna.
Vince Abrot has a couple of points off the bench in set number 1 as well as set number 2. Silang with the serve. Underhand pass. Apolinario. There's Saura with the push. Umandal picking it up. Jao gets it back and scores again.
Through the block.
Jao Mandal again and again, unstoppable in the set so far. And this really is good news for the Cignal HD Spikers. Earlier, most of them had a difficult time to convert a point, but right now, everything that Silang gives to Umandal is able to convert.
Overpass. It's Magaysay. Here's Umandal again, the tip. And that was partially blocked, but it still falls in the court of the Navigators, who are down by 4 now. Timeout for Coach Del Moro. This is the biggest lead for the HD Spikers in set number 2. We'll listen in.
Pag hindi kaya itasa na sa gitna. Tapos, ayun. Go.
Isa-isayin na natin.
Ayun naman eh.
Smile lang.
Go. Isa-isayin na natin.
Now that the HD Spikers is playing more aggressively, especially in offense, it's time for the Navigators to make necessary adjustments. I mean, their net defense, their floor defense worked so well earlier in the first set, but right now they really need to find answers on the attacks of Jao Mandal.
Jao with 8 of the 13 points of the HD Spikers here in set number 2. Lead is 4 for the red shirts. Apolinario sets it up after the timeout. Saura sends it outside. There's going to be a challenge here. The first challenge is set number 2, and Saura says, don't bother. So we're not going to do the challenge. Now the biggest lead at 5 points, Ayel, for Silang and the HD Spikers right now.
And this is a good rotation for the HD Spikers with 3 attackers in the front row.
Block. Mandal against De Pedro. Everything going right for the HD Spikers here in set number 2. The lead is 6 already.
That's true. Jao Mandal having an all-around game from offense to defense this time, closing down De Pedro in that one.
And an adjustment this time at the setter position for Coach Del Moro as Kim Dayantante checks in, replacing Kel Apolinario. Let's see if it's gonna affect them positively. Saura, got it. There you go.
Finally, the right angle for Saura. Actually, just a simple cross-court attack on that one, but very effective.
Only one blocker. That's not gonna be enough against Francis Saura. 10 serving 15. Short serve, Lorenzo pops it up. Back set, Umandal. And that hit the antenna off Camposano.
On the hit out, Umandal.
So Jao Umandal with the 100% spiking efficiency so far in this set.
6-point lead, HD Spikers. Second technical timeout, set number 2.
Francis Lolo ba to? Basilio? Ikaw at ikaw. Alam mo lang Taylor Swift to, di ba? Hello po, sorry po sa mga Taylor Swift fans. Hindi ko po alam.
Arena Plus, Sticks of Sports. Ayel knows that song for sure.
Wendell Miguel, definitely not a Swiftie.
Serving for Iloilo.
That's been established now. 5-point game. Nice serve coming from Sumagaysay. This time, Torres.
Off the block, Torres.
Contributions right now from the other attackers of the HD Spikers.
Torres, that's his first points since he scored against Richmark Sports. Aside from those 2 games, he has not scored so far here in the Open Conference. The Antante to Saura, and that connection has been good.
That's true. Saura has been delivering the points for the Navigators in all sides of the court, actually.
That NU connection working well for Saura and Dayan Tante. But still a 5-point deficit against the Navigators. Already in double digits, Saura, and another error here for the Navigators.
So it's really right now the errors of the Navigators.
6 out, 18.
7 errors. Yeah, that's 7 of the 18 points of the HD Spikers coming from errors of the Navigators. And we look back, first set, it was 9 points. 9 points given up by the HD Spikers with their errors in the first set. So it's like the tables have been turned.
That's true. And HD Spikers also producing their own points. The reason why there is this gap, but good conversion there on the side of the Navigators.
Much needed point, Edward Camposano knocking it in.
Powering through, angling that one perfectly to get that point.
EJ Casanya is back in the game for the HD Spikers. Another error. That's going to be 8 errors already for the Navigators. 8 of the 19 points.
The reason why they could not build some momentum in this set.
Serving for Cignal.
Total 180 for the Navigators compared to the first set. Abrot with a nice serve again. The Antante, nice left-handed push there by Nursidik. But a good coverage by the HC Spikers. Campusano back row, picked up by Montero, overpassed De Pedro. Oh, but a nice save by Dayan Dante. Oh, and that's put away. JP Bugawan.
Great transition play on the side of the HD Spikers. Casanya to Bugawan, and again, Bugawan, we know him to be lethal in the middle.
7-point lead, the biggest lead for the HD Spikers now. Good pass. There's a net touch against Jao Umandal. A rare error for Umandal, who's been attacking perfectly here in set number 2.
But, you know, HD Spikers with some cushion in this set.
So Nash, Nursidik serving down by 6. A lot of catching up to do for the Navigators here in set number 2. Great pass by Lorenzo. Here comes Umandal again. He has been unstoppable, and he continues to punish the Navigators here in set number 2.
Well, Umandal really just difficult to read right now. Again, only one blocker, but Umandal has been switching angles. The reason why he continues to be a problem on the side of the Navigators.
Back to the biggest lead of the red shirts at 7. Dayan Dante. Sumagaysay is blocked. Here comes De Pedro sending it over. That's Gampong. That's outside.
Outside shot, Gampong.
Too wide there for Gampong. Avoiding the blockers, the cross-court angle, but couldn't execute.
But there has been no runs for the Navigators so far. That could have been one, but Sumagaysay unable to get the second touch. So it's back to a 7-point lead again for the HD Spikers. Last time out for Coach Del Moro. We'll listen in.
22. HD.
Wala na bumablock sa inyo. Paano nyo makukontrol yan? Paano kayo makakabol kung di kayo mablock? Huwag kayong mahinga. Kapitan nyo. Pag kinapitan nyo, dire-diretso. Ayaw nyo tumalon.
Wala tayong mamaya. Makaalala ko lang. Bahay lamang na isang set, ha? Ha? Tara, tara.
What worked for them in the first set was definitely their blocking, their net defense, their floor defense, slowing down the offense of the HD Spikers. But right now, they just couldn't seem to read and slow down the offense of the HD Spikers.
Number 9, Mads Gampong.
Gampong with the serve. Then Dante, back set. De Pedro, nowhere to go. De Pedro has been checked in this set by Jao Umandal. That's the second block by Umandal against De Pedro.
Umandal nearly perfect in all departments in the set.
This is now the biggest lead of the HD Spikers, up by 8. Mads Gampong. They're 2 points away from make that their almost. Let's see, De Pedro sends it over. So Umandal looking to put them at set point. Not yet. Casanya back row abroad. Good dig coming from Camposano. De Pedro cross court. Lorenzo will make that. Montero popping it up. Casanya unable to get a good pass there.
16.
And Casanya run for that ball. It was a good second ball, high enough, but really no support from his teammates in that last sequence.
So a side out for the Navigators. They're down by 7. De Pedro. Casanya. Abroad again. And that one outside.
Outside shot.
So this is the first 2-point run for the Navigators.
Substitution.
Here
Cignal.
in the second half of the second set. Sean Silang, Mark Calado will return.
18
Casanya
out.
and Gampong will sit down.
6. Calado in. 9 out.
So Coach
19.
Tex
Silang
with
back in.
double sub, hoping that they
Serving
can
for the
get
Navigators.
this 2 points right away.
There it is, stopping the 2-point run of the Navigators. Jao Umandal, who has been near perfect here in set number 2, gives the HD Spikers, this is going to be 7 set points. And Dante passes, Sumagaysay. And it's going to be a challenge here.
Sai says not yet. And there's a challenge.
Floor touch challenge.
On the call by Cignal for a floor touch. Challenge number 6, floor touch. Cignal.
All right, so they're going to take a look at it. If there was no floor touch, it's going to be replay the point, correct? Or is it point for?
Well, they will
Navigators.
have to replay the point.
All right.
That looked like really a good touch coming from Montero.
Meantime, Francis Saura clearing something up with first referee Erlindo Eusebio. Our players working the officials. All right, here we go. So no floor touch. That's going to be a successful challenge. Good save by Sandy Montero. So they will replay the point.
Floor touch, the challenge is successful. A replay.
After not getting a successful challenge in the opening set, Coach Dexter Clamore with a successful challenge. So it's still going to be set point for the HD Spikers, 7 set points.
Serving for the set, number 11, Jao Umandal.
Chao Umandal serving again. Former Open Conference MVP of the Spikers turf overpass. And there's going to be an overreach against Torres.
And that was a good serve coming from Umandal. The reason why it almost went back to their court, but unfortunately Torres with a violation.
Another set point saved. The timeout for the HD Spikers. We'll listen in.
Pagdating ko pag back row setter, kailangan kasi magsalita kagad kayo. Back row setter, papunta sa net, papa-over sa atin, papaluin mo. Para kunwari nag-block sila. So sa atin yung award nyo. Pero pag inunahan mo at isi-set niya, award talaga sa kanila. Okay, so tapos na yun. O, atras, tres kaliwa. Dito ka. Porsyento. Sino dito? Sino dito quick? Ikaw. Quick, tres kaliwa. Open ka dito. Diyaw, dito ka 8. Pasa muna ha. Go, go, go.
All right, so there's a play set up. Ayel?
A very technical timeout there coming from Coach Dexter Clamore. I mean, they just need 1 point. All they need to do is to execute one play, and then they take the second set.
If I read the play correctly, Abron will be hitting. All right, let's see if they can execute that. Served by JB Sumagaysay. 6 set points. There's the pass. There's an overpass. Lorenzo with a save. Calado got it. And that will be it for the second set.
Ends the set.
A convincing win, a better performance overall there on the side of the HD Spikers.
So after losing by 4 points in the opening set, it's a 7-point win for the HD Spikers in set number 2 against the Navigators. We're tied at 1 set apiece. The Navigators getting set number 1. The HD Spikers bouncing back in the second set with a statement win. And we'll take a look at the numbers here. Wearing the red tops, HD Spikers in the white, the Navigators.
A very convincing win there. Second set win by the HD Spikers. A big disparity in terms of attack points, 15 for the HD Spikers against the 9 of the Navigators. 2 block points for the HD Spikers, the same with the Navigators. Just overall a better performance on the side of the HD Spikers. A good way for them to challenge the good defense earlier of the Navigators. And for the HD Spikers, it was all Jao Umandal. I mean, delivering the points, was able to tally 14 points in that second set with 2 kill blocks.
Set number 3 underway. Major change in the lineup for Coach Dexter Clamor, as Torres is in the starting lineup along with Abrot this time. Set number 3. There's a nice block to start things off for JV Sumagaysay. Meantime, for Coach Del Moro, it's the same starting lineup except for Apolinario. Actually, he did start in the opening set, so it's a complete intact starting lineup. And there's Abrot connecting.
But the HD Spikers looks like they have picked up their confidence right now. More intensity coming from them compared to the first set loss. So right now, you know, in terms of body language, it is the Navigators that needs to improve.
18 points for Jao Umandal already. Toto De Pedro with a push, and it goes outside. De Pedro, after a great opening set, has really struggled in the second and at the start of set number 3.
5 points so far for De Pedro, but in that second set loss, it was all Saura for them. So some attackers needs to step up on the side of the Navigators.
Much better pass there by Camposano considering the serve. And this time, De Pedro bounces it off the blockers. The players are saying it fell in, so they're going to challenge it. Coach Clamor will challenge the call. Ball in, ball out challenge.
Challenge number 1, ball in.
2 blockers were there with De Pedro. They read that one well.
HD Spikers undefeated after a big win against their nemesis, the King Crunchers, last Sunday in a thrilling 5-setter with Brian Bagunas in the lineup. Again, no Brian Bagunas is back in Taiwan for the All-Star game of the league he's playing in, but he'll be back after a couple of days. And that's out. Yeah, it is out. There's a wide gap there. That's probably an inch.
Coach Dexter Clamor asking for some zoom in.
It was clearly out. The Navigators, in the meantime, looking to bounce back after sustaining their first loss in their last game, also against the King Crunchers. Push by Torres is good.
Great effort there coming from Silang to set up Torres. Was already on his knees on that one, but Torres delivering the point.
Giles Torres out of UE Manila. His dream was to become a pro volleyball player. Well, dream fulfilled. Saura nails that one in.
Great set coming from Apolinario there. Only 1 blocker with Saura. And you know, for Saura and Jao Umandal, we definitely can't just have 1 blocker with them. They will definitely score that point.
Saura now with 12. Sumagaysay with 3 points. Make that 4 already. Umandal with a good pass. Sean Silang to Bugawan. Popped up by Apolinario. Sumagaysay will play setter. They go to Saura with a push. Calado digs it up. Abrot against 2 blockers. De Pedro with coverage. Tough set, too close to the net. Ooh, what a save there by the HD Spikers, scrambling. Camposano taking advantage as the HD Spikers will still out of position.
That's true. Quick transition play there coming from the Navigators. Great effort from the floor defense of both teams, actually.
The Navigators up by 1, 4 serving 3. Lorenzo passes. There's Jao Umandal. An overreach by Umandal. He stepped on the line again. the shot went in. So they're going to challenge this, a footfall challenge by the HD Spikers.
On the call by
They lost the challenge already. They're at it again.
Challenge number 5. Footfall.
Jao Mandal
Cignal.
earlier was called with the same violation. It's very aggressive from the back row.
2-point lead against the HD Spikers, who are obviously trailing by 2.
This is an important set for both teams. They want to get this set to get an advantage.
Coach Clamor trying to communicate with the team, and he actually can't. The coaches are not allowed to talk to the players during the challenge. That's why their players are always asked to move to the center of the court, because this is not a timeout. All right, this review taking a while. Well, although they do have the video, I can see it, but it's going to be a tough call. And there is, I think it's going to be an unsuccessful challenge again. I already see one of the technical committee personnel saying footfall.
And you know, Jao Mandal also was signaling earlier not to call the challenge anymore. But, you know, coaches who wants to take a chance on this point.
So, all right, here's a look. Oh, man, by probably a millimeter. So it's an attack line fall. So no challenges remaining for Coach Clamor. Just like set number 1, where he lost his challenges early.
And you know, sometimes the challenges, you would want to keep it towards the end stretch of the set where things are more crucial.
For the Navigators. 5.
So a 2-point lead for the Navigators. Oh, that serve is short. Another error. You mentioned the errors they had in set number 2. They had 8.
And most of those also coming from the service line.
Right.
The reason why they weren't able to build momentum.
Calado in the meantime with a nice serve. It's popped up by Rick Adao. Campusano. Montero sets it up. Adao with coverage. Here comes Sara with a dump. Picked up by Calado. Oh, there's a net touch. Gonna be on. I believe it was Norcidic. No, but they called Bugawan with a touch.
6 serving 4.
Well, it seemed like Norcidic also touched the net, but maybe Bugawan just touched it first. No argument here from JP Bugawan.
I mean, both the players very aggressive on the net. Bugawan to go for the hit, and Norcidic trying to go for that net defense.
So back to a 2-point lead here for the Navigators. Saura with the serve. Bugawan turned away. That is on the line. That was another close drop of the ball, but now no more challenges remaining for Coach Clamor. Take a look at where this ball drops.
Really good timing there from Norcidic against Bugawan. I mean, Bugawan is not the easiest to slow down.
Biggest lead for the Navigators at 3 points. Silang. They go to abroad, blocked again. Oh, it's a block party here in set number 3 for the Navigators, and the lead is 4 straight into our first technical timeout of set number 3.
Spikers serve Open Conference 2024 where power meets passion. Now the Cignal HD Spikers played quite uncharacteristically in our first set, and head coach Dex Clamor admitted that it is possible that his team, especially Jao Umandal, Wendell Miguel, and JP Bugawan, have not yet recovered from the game against Criss Cross. It was a 5-setter game that involved a lot of jumping, and hindi raw sila sanay sa ganyang galawan. Earlier in the last set, Wendell Miguel actually started feeling this fatigue and ate some carbs to hopefully help him recover in this set.
All right, thank you, Ayana. Well, it's true. Wendell Miguel really slow start today. He hasn't been back actually since set number 2. There's an overpass off a great serve by Saura, and Nursidik with a kill. Biggest lead for the Navigators at 5, 9-4. No challenges remaining for the HD Spikers. Casanya is in along with Mads Gampong. There's a nice dig, but not enough for a second touch. Finally a side out for the HD Spikers, Ayel.
That's true, a much needed point for them because the Navigators starting to gain momentum, and also a good way for Abroad to score a point against the net defense and the floor defense of the Navigators, because the Navigators right now really banking on one of their strengths, which is the blocking.
Abroad with a nice serve. Saura from the back row. It looked like a front row attack. That's how good it was.
Really perfect execution there on the side of the Navigators. Perfect pass, perfect set, and just perfect finish there for Saura.
Back to the biggest lead for the Navigators at 5. Caposano with 5 already. And there's JP Bugawan pounding it in.
Good answer there on the side of the HD Spikers. One-hand set to Bugawan, and Bugawan definitely had the length advantage.
Serving for the HD Spikers.
6 serving 10. Caposano with a good pass. Apolinario to De Pedro off the block. Overpassed again. Nursidik once again putting it away.
A lot of overpasses coming from the HD Spikers, and it gives the Navigators a very easy time to get a point.
Nash Nursidik
Serving for the Navigators.
up by 5. The Navigators, that's outside. Another error here for the Navigators. It's not a safe lead. They've got to be careful.
That was their 7th service error on the match.
Serving for Cignal.
Mads Gampong. Adaw with a pass. Back row, Caposano. Sandy Montero with a dig. Jao Umandal, that is outside.
Ball is out. 12-7.
And whether or not there was a block touch, the HG Spikers can't challenge anymore. Again, out of challenges already. Very early here in set number 3.
And this can be crucial for them because the Navigators, they are on the floor right now. A lot of smooth plays coming from them.
And they can take risks as well.
That's true.
Gampong, what an up there coming from Campusano. The push turned away by Torres. Apolinario, nice set to Sumagaysay with an acrobatic push, and Jao Umandal right down the middle.
Great ball control there coming from Jao Umandal. Did not force a power hit, just went for that off-speed attack.
4-point game. It's been that way so far. Just a 1-point run. 1 point, it's not even a run. It's a side out for the HD Spikers. They've got to get a run here. Great pass. De Pedro against the triple block. Nowhere to go.
Well read by Torres.
De Pedro closed down by 3 blockers on the side of the HD Spikers, all jumping at the same time. No coverage on the side of the Navigators.
And here it is, the first 2-point run for the HD Spikers. Another good pass coming from Campusano. Saura against the single blocker. It's on the line. And this is the problem. Coach Clamor thought it was out. It may have been. It was close, but they can't challenge anymore.
Again, this could be crucial points for the HD Spikers, but they don't have any way, to challenge.
Serving for the Navigators.
Lead is back to 4 for the Navigators. Lorenzo with the pass. Here comes Mats Gapong. That's into the net.
Too low.
2-point run for the Navigators. Lead is back to 5.
And they continue to dominate this set. Talking about the Navigators.
Service, the Pedro.
Much better discipline by the white shirts here in set number 3. A lot less errors, better blocking, and offense. Abrot. And speaking of better blocking, there you go.
Saura.
3 blockers there on Abrot. I mean, how will he score a point? Saura Sumagaysay and Camposano. Just a perfect execution of a 3-man block.
So for Coach Clamor, the Casanya Gampog experiment did not pan out. So Sean Silang and Mark Calado back in the game. And there's a side out immediately making an impact. Mark Calado making it a 5-point game. Biggest lead was 6 for the Navigators.
And Silang instantly goes to Calado and an instant point there for the HD Spikers.
Giles Torres. Good serve, but a better pass. Here comes Camposano, single blocker. Camposano sent it outside, but a net touch called against the Navigators. Players were saying we didn't touch it, but again, no challenge remaining for Coach Clamor, and I'm sure he's regretting this. Technical timeout, 6-point lead for the Navigators.
Burgers or hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Monster Block or Fireball?
Monster Black.
Pancake or puto?
Puto.
Down the line or off the block?
Off the block.
Party out or chill at home?
Chill out. Chill at home.
The postseason of the association is almost here. Watch the 2024 NBA playoffs starting April 20th on NBA TV Philippines, One Sports, and Pilipinas Live. Hashtag everyone's game. Hashtag NBA on Cignal. In fact, the play-in has started already. A lot of Lakers fans happy after the big win earlier today. Meantime, a nice hit by Jao Umandal. De Pedro unable to pop it up. Served by Calado. Chill out though, chill out. Here's Camposano. Got it.
They definitely can't chill out right now because everything going well on the side of the Navigators. One blocker there, not enough to slow down Camposano.
Back to a 6-point lead, the biggest for the Navigators here in set number 3. Sean Silang goes to Abrot. This time goes through the 3 blockers and scores a point.
No, Abrot has had some sparks in this game. I mean, when the HD Spikers needs a point, he's able to deliver. But really the question on the side of the HD Spikers, will they be able to gain momentum and sustain it?
Abrot serving. It's a 5-point game. There's Saura. Turned away. Back-to-back points for the HD Spikers.
Solid block there coming from Umandal. Just perfect timing. It's always not so easy to get the kill block from the back row.
So a 4-point game from being down by 6. Vince Abrot and the HD Spikers making a comeback. Right place, right time. Oh, combination play. But a good defensive play by the HD Spikers, keeping the rally alive. Here comes Umandal. That is going to be outside.
Zhao Mandal had the right thing in mind. 3 blockers with him. Tried to go for the angle where Apolinario was, who is a smaller blocker. Unfortunately, just too wide for him.
So it's just a 2-point run. No more for the HD Spikers. 5-point game. Camposano with a serve. There's JP Bugawan. Quick side out for the red shirts.
Actually, a good read there coming from the Navigators. It's Joseph De Pedro. No, jumped too early on that one.
Meantime, Lloyd Josafat, who was a starter against the King Crunchers, is in the game for the first time today.
Team captain, JP Bugawan. Serving for the HD
4-point game. Bugawan with a serve. Here's the set, and a nice block. Josafat quickly making an impact.
Important points here for the HD Spikers if they want to close this gap. I mean, Josafat there perfectly read that one.
So it's a 3-point game now. 2-point run once again for the HD Spikers. Here comes De Pedro. Got it.
De Pedro on top of the blockers on that sequence. Oh, chose the angle where Silang was a smaller blocker.
for Iloilo.
Luxidic with the serve. Lorenzo passes. Here comes Jao Umandal. Gets it through.
16.
Great adjustment there on Jao Mandala, delaying that attack, making sure that the blockers were already on their way down.
Both teams playing the side-out game, but it's not to the benefit of the HD Spikers right now, down by 3 points. Jao Umandal, pancake save is good. Adao sends it over. Combination play, Jao Umandal again.
What a time for Jao Mandal to get some momentum on.
Timeout here for the Navigators. We'll listen in.
Receive tayo, receive. Atake tayo. Atake tayo. Team tayo, ha? Hey, Nabi!
Well, brace yourselves as athletes and sports lovers have a no-holds-barred conversation with Sean Ildefonso. Watch Sean Time exclusive on Pilipinas Live. Download and subscribe now. All right, timeout from Coach Del Moro. Want to stop the bleeding after a 6-point lead. It's now down to 2 for the Navigators.
And the HD Spikers coming alive, just the perfect time to get themselves going in the end stretch.
De Pedro again, down the line, got it.
Good angle there coming from De Pedro, who has been a big help on the floor defense of the Navigators, but contributing the offense right now.
Not a safe lead, but being up by 3 is better than nothing for the Navigators. Shansilang pops it up. Josafat makes something out of nothing.
Josafat there with just the right angle to avoid the blocker, Saura, in that one. And the floor defense definitely did not expect that one to go in.
Former UE Red Warrior, Lloyd Josafat. Right now, it's a serve by Jao Umandal. 2-point game again. De Pedro blocked by Abrot. This time, Camposano from the back row catches the line.
Back row attack. Camposano. 21.
So a great team effort so far on the side of the Navigators in terms of scoring production.
Toto De Pedro serving.
Back to a 3-point lead. The Navigators have a chance to go up 2-1. Calado turned away by Camposano. What a great kill block.
Blocking has been on point on the side of the Navigators. Calado close down on that sequence.
Timeout now for Coach Dexter Clamor. We'll listen in.
Sakto lang. Kanina nakakapatay ka na pinapalo mo ng line eh. Oo. Ang problema, pinapalo mo ng cross, mababa yung contact mo, block ka talaga. Oo. Tapos sa atin, wala pang gano'ng kumukover. Oo. Mag-combination ka, Combination ka. Quick, stress kaliwa ulit, advantage doon. 8 ka na dito, Jao. Okay, 8 ka na dito. Go, 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 go.
Let's go. Hey, Cignal! Cignal!
Well, blocking has been the strength of the Navigators, so Cignal has to make sure they have support on the floor. They need to cover, but Coach Dexter Clamor talking about a combination play as well. They need to convert right now. They need a side out, a much-needed point for them.
Number 16, Toto De Pedro.
More comfortable 4-point lead for the Navigators. Silang goes to Abrot and a block by Francis Saura.
23.
That timeout had no effect for the HD Spikers as the lead is back to 5 for the Navigators.
Perfect, really, timing on the net defense. And again, you know, the Navigators against the King Crunchers, despite the fact that the King Crunchers are way better in terms of blocking, the Navigators had more block points in that game. Just goes to show how they can step up in that net defense.
Silang goes to Wendell Miguel. The carbs have not kicked in yet. Oh, what a dig for Apolinario. And there is going to be another foot fault against Jao Romandal. This is a third call of the same nature against Jao Romandal, and that sets up the Navigators with 6 set points.
Service. De Pedro.
Lorenzo, Silang will set. Josafat got it.
Off the hand of Camposano. 19.
Good side out there on the side of the HD Spikers. Silang activating Josafat. Almost no blockers in that one. But HD Spikers, they need to play perfect.
1 set point saved, 5 more. So Magaysay. And here's Jao Mandal, back row, got it.
Back row attack. I'm out. The
And
Navigators.
Coach Del Moro not taking any chances. He still has 4 set points, but will call a timeout right now.
Sige lang. Basta lang yan ha.
Tsaka mo ka. Ganyan.
Hey, Nabi! Tubig mo na.
Well, that timeout was just definitely for them to regroup, to ice the server on the side of the HD Spikers, because, you know, as you mentioned, it's not a comfortable lead, but just 1 more point, just 1 execution. Meanwhile, on the side of the HD Spikers, and no room for errors for them.
Served by Lloyd Josafat. Adao passes. Saura can put it away, and he will. That's it.
Saura ends the set.
3rd set in the pocket of the Navigators.
And defense worked for the Navigators, and Saura also stepping up in scoring.
And the Navigators up 2-1 against the undefeated HD Spikers. back here at the Lara Sports Arena, Pasig City, and that's the tally currently. The 4-1, the Navigators up 2-1 against the 5-0 HD Spikers.
The Navigators again started strong in that third set. What they lacked in the second set, they were able to execute in the third set. From defense to offense, their blocking was on point, slowing down, silencing a lot of attackers on the side of the HD Spikers. They got support also in the floor defense, and they were able to convert points as well. Meanwhile, on the side of the HD Spikers, a lot of errors coming from them, and it was crucial that they lost their two challenges early on in that set, so they weren't able to try to challenge a couple of sequences. As you take a look at the numbers, 2 more attack points for the HD Spikers. They actually fared well more in attacking, but the blocking of the Navigators really allowed them to get this set. And again, the HD Spikers gave away a lot of points to the Navigators with 7 unforced errors. And meanwhile, the Navigators kept it clean with only 3 errors in that third set.
There are the numbers. So undoubtedly a much better set for the Navigators, kind of mirroring what they did in the opening set. Meantime, the HD Spikers have been inconsistent today. Quite surprising for the defending champions and for a team that's coming off a 5-set win against the King Crunchers. Although, like what Ayana reported earlier, Coach Hector Clamor saying it could be fatigue because that was a tough match last Sunday.
But for the HD Spikers, this is a make or break for them in this set. They want to get this set to extend the match and have more chances of winning this game. But for the Navigators, they really need to get this set. They don't want to give more room for the Cignal to steal this game away from them.
Apolinario, difficult set. De Pedro. Lorenzo popping it up. Going to be a chance ball here. There's a block by Sumagaysay. Mandal. Yes.
Good transition play there coming from the HD Spikers. Josafat jumping. One blocker for Mandal.
Serving for the HD Spikers.
Served by Sean Silang, and it's an ace.
2 for Cignal.
Good start for the HD Spikers. 2 points straight for them.
Kind of start you want after losing the third set. Apolinario. Saura, there's the first point of the Navigators.
Good passing coming from the Navigators, and Apolinario just having a great ball distribution so far. Great playmaking.
There's a block by the Navigators. Mads Gampong. De Pedro with great coverage in the back row. Here comes Camposano with a push. Got it.
Camposano off the block.
Camposano fooling the floor defense there of the HD Spikers, slowing things down. Good touch from Josafat, but no coverage on the side of the HD Spikers.
Service, De Pedro.
2-point run for the Navigators to tie the game. Here in set number 4. Sean Silang, Chao Umantal. I mean, just another spectacular game today.
And Jao Mandal was the key player in the second set win of the HD Spikers, but a lot of errors coming from him in the third set. And they weren't really able to gain momentum in their offense, talking about the HD Spikers.
Best scoring game for Jao Umandal in this game at 24 points already. 6th game in double digits. Umandal with the dig. Miguel, block. Josafat, blocked by Sumagaysay. Sean Silang, this time goes to Mads Gampong. Single blocker, knocks it in.
This is what was lacking from the HD Spikers, and that third set loss. They didn't have support, no cover, but right now, great show of patience and a couple of transition plays. And Gampong just hammering that one in.
Mandal.
So a 2-point run again for the HD Spikers. Mandal now 26 points. Highest output in the open conference. There's a block against Saura.
Everything going well right now for Cignal. Good block there from Miguel and Josafat. Very synchronized in that transition.
And for Wendell Miguel, that's his first point of the match. That ought to pump him up a little bit. He's been struggling today. 3-point run for the HD Spikers. Floater of a serve. Rick Adao picking it up. Here comes Saura again.
Can't leave one blocker against Saura. So much power in that attack. And Sumagaysay just fooling Josafat in that one.
So that stops the 3-point run of the HD Spikers. 3 serving 5. Sumagaysay. Silang sends it to Kampong.
Down the line,
Kampong stepping up in this set. 2 points already for him.
Serving for the HD Spikers.
So no runs for the Navigators. Quick side out by the HD Spikers. Apolinario underhand pass. Camposano cross court.
Really excellent play there coming from Apolinario. Take a look at this replay. Only one blocker there for Camposano.
Now in double digits for Camposano. His 6th game as well in double digits for the Open Conference is 2024. Overpass, Camposano picking it up. And Camposano gets it. Making that 11 points back-to-back. Camposano knocking it in.
Same angle, no problem. Cignal still couldn't slow him down in that sequence. Sharp cross-court attack.
2-point run for the Navigators. They are within 1 point. 5 serving 6. Lorenzo with the pass. Here comes Wendell Miguel. Yes! First attack point for Wendell Miguel in the game.
Much needed point there for Miguel. I mean, they need to get him going. They need his production in terms of scoring.
He had 10 points against the King Crunchers. There's a push by Saura. Bugawan passes. Apolinario, combination play again, and Camposano. This is 12 points already.
Camposano is on the roll right now, unstoppable in a couple of sequences already, and Apolinario just recognizing that one, and he keeps going to Camposano.
Camposano with 12 matches, his biggest output for this Open Conference. There's a block by Nursivic against Bugawan.
We're tied at 7.
The Navigators are looking confident right now. They want to get this set, to get a win against the HD Spikers.
And that 3-point lead by the HD Spikers now gone. We're tied at 7. Miguel with a short pass. Wendell Miguel gets it, pushes, and scores.
Yeah, sees the hole.
Simple one there coming from Wendell Miguel.
That sends us to our first technical timeout. It's a close game here. 1-point lead. HD Spikers against the Navigators.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024. Now, if it was Nas Guaza's first time starting for Cignal, it is also Edward Camposano's first time for Iloilo today. Head coach Boyet Del Moro shared that Camposano wasn't supposed to start due to the tendency to be easily read by his former squad, but Edward showed coach extra effort to be a different Edward for this game. At sabi nga ni Coach Boyet, he has never seen Edward be this serious about something, and baka after this game, he might actually be the most improved player of the D Navigators. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Ayana. Camposano in double digits in the last 6 games, and actually in all the games for Coach Del Moro. This is his second start after starting as well against the King Crunchers. Umandal against 3 blockers.
On the hit out, Umandal. Cignal.
Umandal, all power in that attack. Really great exchanges so far in the start of the set.
For the HD Spikers.
1-point lead for JP Bugawan and the HD Spikers, passed by Rick Adaw. Otto De Pedro against a single blocker. Good dig coming from Wendell Miguel. Here's Umandal again.
Umandal hits the spot.
Knocking it in against his former teammates and giving JV Sumagaysay a bit of a look as well.
Back-to-back points for Umandal, and this is what they need. They need Umandal to score more points. That's what worked for them in the second set.
28 points. That's a conference high for Jao Umandal in 2024. Toto De Pedro bounces it off the block. A nice dig coming from Mats Gampong. Umandal again. Ricado this time picking it up. Apolinario, back roll. Camposano got it.
Camposano continues to be a problem here for the HD Spikers. They want to extend this match. They need to find an answer right away because they can't stop him so far.
Camposano now his also a conference high for Camposano with 13 points in the game. That's a point for the Navigators. All right, Lindo Eusebio will speak to Wendell Miguel.
Nakablock yung tinampan pala, kaya check ball.
All right.
Last touch, Silang, point and serve. Go to the Navigators. Service, Apolinario.
Umandal, that's picked up by Camposano. We're tied at 10. That's outside. Camposano sending it long. Lead back to the HD Spikers.
An error there on the side of the Navigators, but it's quite clear right now that the Navigators has the momentum despite some sparks on the side of the HD Spikers.
And service fault from Sean Silang ties the game again at 11.
Pressure is on the side of the HD Spikers. Pressure to stay unbeaten. I mean, the Navigators are definitely wanting an upset today.
Toto De Pedro serving at 11 all. Set number 4. Navigators up 2-1. Mats Gampong, back-to-back errors for the HD Spikers. Their lead is gone. The Navigators up by 1. Ayel.
I mean, these errors are definitely not helping the HD Spikers in terms of confidence. No, in terms of body language, like right now, it looks like they're starting to doubt their decisions.
They had 7 errors. Speaking of errors, service fault there from Toto De Pedro. 7 errors for the Navigators, or for HD Spikers in set number 3. The Navigators only 3. Umandal, a really good server. We're tied at 12. Good pass by Camposano. Here comes Saura. Montero with a nice dig. Umandal back row, and that's another foot fault for Jao Umandal.
Clearly, foot fault coming from Umandal.
Wow, that's the most I've seen in a game. 4 times he's been called for that violation.
That's true, and you know that just goes to show how Silang also and Kasani has been depending on him offensively, giving him a lot of sets.
Miguel, that's going to be tough. A wild set there from Sean Silang. And now a 2-point lead for the Navigators.
Errors piling up on the side of the HD Spikers.
Look how far this is. Wendell Miguel almost hit the camera we use for the challenge system. Timeout for Dexter Clamor. Will listen in.
Sarili ka malaman nyo. Kanina pa. Wala tayong disiplina from the very start. Tapos gusto na nating manalo, gusto na nating magtrabaho, nagigigil na tayo, nawawala na tayo sa bisyo. Nawawala na tayo sa sistema. O, hinga muna, hinga. Dalawa lang naman, habulin natin. Let's go.
Well, the Cignal HD Spikers right now, it's all mental for them. They need to refocus. They need to compose themselves because in terms of skills, they already have proven themselves. They know how to play this game, but right now, they need to keep it calm. They need to recompose.
14 serving 12. The Navigators up by 2. So Magaysay with a big serve. Again, against two blockers. Nice save by Apolinario. Saura. Chance ball here for the red shirts. Mats Gampong. Open net. Got it.
Better in system play execution there on the side of the HD Spikers. Silang to Gampong. Only one blocker on that one.
All right, so it's a 1-point game. Lloyd Josafat serving. De Pedro, bad pass. Here comes Camposano off a broken play. Sean Silang. Oh, nice pass to Bugawan. Right in his peripheral.
Impact play there coming from Bugawan. A big quick attack. Only one blocker. Blocker was late as well. Dominant attack there coming from Bugawan.
Game is tied. 2-point lead of the Navigators erased. Camposano.
Breaks the block.
Camposano is not yet done doing damage here for the Navigators.
That's 14 for Camposano. And he puts the Navigators on top by 1. Saura. Overpassed. Camposano. Oh, another great dig from Lorenzo. Here comes Wendell Miguel. Saura passes Apolinario to Camposano again. A nice hit coming from Apolinario, but Lorenzo picking it up. There's Wendell Miguel. It's a kill.
A great transition play there. Better effort in the floor defense of the HD Spikers. And that allowed Silang to set up Miguel.
Mads Gampong serving for the HD Spikers.
15 all. Set 4. Francis Saura. Gampong with a dig. Montero passes, so a chance ball for the Navigators. Camposano with a push. He's blocked. Apolinario back to Camposano. Now, this time swipes it off. Silang for the point.
Second timeout.
Camposano, good in that second attempt. Really trying to outsmart the blockers in that sequence.
15 points for Camposano. The Navigators up by 1, 16-15. Back at the United Sports Arena, where the 4-1, the Navigators hoping to give the HD Spikers their first loss of the Open Conference. And they're in a good position right now, up 2-1 and also up a point. 16-15. Here it's set number 4. Camposano already with 15 points, his conference high. Nice dump, but Adaw with the dig. Toto De Pedro pops it up. Apolinario, his second spike of the game. Wendell Miguel got it.
Over the block.
Wendell Miguel finally getting his rhythm.
Nah, that's true. Could be good here for the HD Spikers as they try to extend this match, and Silang also connecting better with the attackers.
Wendell Miguel coming off his first double-digit performance in the Open Conference. Now it's against the King Crunchers. And that's not coming back. Wendell Miguel sacrificing his body there, falling down. Let's hope he's okay. But a nice hit from Toto De Pedro scores the point. Wendell Miguel is okay.
17-16.
They need every point that they can. Talking about the HD Spikers, so effort really needs to come from them. But De Pedro with a great angle in that attack.
1 point lead, the Navigators. Umandal, short pass. Umandal gets it back. Camposano, Apolinario, back row, Francis Saura, and it is outside.
Ball is out.
And Nur Sidik is very adamant. Looks like he's quite sure there's a block touch.
For a block touch by the Navigators. Challenge
All right, we'll
number
take a
2,
look.
block touch, Navigators.
I mean, at this point, every point will matter so much because, especially for the Navigators, as they want to close this down in 4 sets.
That's right. Coach Rizalito, Boyant Del Moro on your screens. Just looking for their 5th win today to go up 5-1 and tie with the leaders in the standings by giving their opponents today, the HD Spikers, the defending champions, their first loss of the Open Conference. And it's quite important, especially with about 3 games remaining for most of the teams.
That's true.
All right, here we go. Let's see if Rash Nursidik is correct. I don't think there's a touch. Ooh, was there a pinky finger? No, I don't think so. All right, so there it is. No touch. So unsuccessful challenge for Coach Del Moro and the Navigators. We're tied at 17. Fourth set.
Team captain, JP Pugawan.
JP Pugawan serving.
And Jao Mandal is in the front row right now.
Ada with a great pass. Here comes Saura. And that is on the line.
Right on the line.
And this is going to be a challenge.
Cignal challenges the call.
For Coach Glamour.
All players on the side of the HD Spikers saying that it was out. But, you know, Saura looked like confident that it was in.
It must have been close because the lights judge, he was right there and he said he was in. So we'll see if this was, this clipped the line. Coach Glamour, again, using this as a timeout, you can't actually talk to your players during the challenge. And you get warned by Marlon Macabenta, the second referee. HD Spikers looking to protect their unblemished record at 5-0.
Could Cignal save this point?
Players trying to stay warm. Very cool in Ada Sports Arena. Let's hope outside it's starting to get cooler as well, because today in the news they said it was going to be one of the highest in terms of temperature in Metro Manila. All right, here we go. Ooh, that's not even close.
Very clear.
The ball is clearly out, and the point and the serve goes
So
to
it's
Cignal.
Coach Glamour
Now at the
successful with the challenge.
18-17.
Now a 1-point lead for the HD Spikers, 18-17. That serve is outside. So, game is tied. Service fault by JP Bugawan. Kel Apolinario with a serve. Mandal pushes. What a save there coming from Apolinario. Toto De Pedro, the up by Lorenzo. Going to be a tough set. Chance ball coming to the Navigators. Apolinario, oh, that was an overpass. JV Sumagaysay with a big error, and Umandal punishes them for it.
Lack of ball control there coming from Sumagaysay. It gave Umandal a chance to get the point. Really a missed opportunity there on the side of the Navigators. Could have been, you know, chance ball, an easy outing for them.
Sean Silang and the HD Spikers up by 1. Saura sends it wide.
Ball goes wide.
So now a 2-point lead for the HD Spikers. Now the Navigators calling the timeout.
Navigators 20, Cignal.
Sige, nangyari na yun. Nangyari na yun. Nice one. Wala, kuya. Kuya, Babe. Go, up pa rin tayo. Dalawa lang. Endgame. One good pass ulit, ha. Nangyari na yung pre. Uwi na lang natin, ha? Hey, one good pass, ha? Hey, Nabi, go! Hey, one good pass, ha? One good pass.
What the Navigators need right now is to forget about those errors they committed. They need to recompose themselves. I mean, in terms of set points, they definitely have an advantage here. They are 2 sets up. Pressures on the side of the HD Spikers. Great hustle there by the HD Spikers. I mean, Montero with a good dig, good effort, but Umandal powering that one through.
And Jao Umandal suffering from a little bit of cramps, but I think he's okay. Brian Bagunas, bad case of the cramps against the King Crunchers. Came off the bench in set number 4. But good job by the trainers to keep him in shape. And he started again in the 5th set to finish off the King Crunchers in 5 sets last Sunday. Jao Mandal got it. Back-to-back points for Jao Mandal. This is the biggest lead for the HD Spikers, up by 4 late in set number 4.
The momentum is on the side of the HD Spikers.
Conference high for Jao Mandal with 30 points.
Let's go. Nice one. Okay, sige pare.
Last time out for the Navigators. In the meantime, stand corrected. 31 points for Jao Umandal today.
Carrying the bigger load in scoring for the HD Spikers.
And that's just in 4 sets. So imagine what if we reach the 5th with the way he's going today. 4-point lead here for the HD Spikers, and they get a chance to make it a 5-point lead. Wendell Miguel, there you go.
HD Spikers with a run in the end stretch of this set. A must win for them to extend this game.
There's a nice hit coming from Sumagaysay, dug by Wendell Miguel. Umandal, popped up by Camposano. Apolinario goes to Francis Saura against two blockers, nowhere to go.
Everything going well on the side of the HD Spikers, from offense to defense this time. Closing down Saura in that sequence.
This is 6 set points right now for the HD Spikers, as Alfred Valbuena checking in for the first time to rest Jao Umandal, because a 5th set could be on the horizon. De Pedro. Yes, 1 set point saved.
De Pedro with a simple play, but an effective one, fooling the floor defense of the HD Spikers.
Timeout. Last one for the HD Spikers. We'll listen in.
Oy, mas unexpected, hindi ka pa nabablock. Fred! Sige, pins lang. Dito ka na sa open. Kailangan mapatalon mo gitna para single block. Okay? Next! Pag may pumapalo, mag-cover tayo. Okay? Pag nakita nyo na naglabasan sa depensa, pwede kayo mag-drop. Okay, last point. Let's go.
Let's go, hey, Cignal!
Coach Dexter there just talking about some small adjustments and possible plays that they can do to be able to get this last point.
A 1 set point saved by De Pedro and the Navigators, but there are 5 more for the defending champions. Wendell Miguel, and that's it. Back-to-back points for Wendell Miguel to put this 4th set away.
A great team effort there for the HD Spikers towards the end stretch of the set, and Wendell Miguel delivers the point.
And just like in their last game against the King Crunchers, they win the 4th set to extend the match, and a 5th set is coming up between the Navigators and the HD Spikers.
San Crislolo ba to? Basilio? Ikaw at ikaw. Alam ko lang Taylor Swift to, diba? Hello po, sorry po sa mga Taylor Swift fans. Hindi ko po alam.
Wendell Miguel and the HD Spikers winning set number 4 to extend this match to a 5th and final set. And this is their second back-to-back 5th setter. As you look at highlights of the 4th set, Ayel.
The Navigators and the Cignal HD Spikers, played neck and neck in the start of that set till the middle of the set. impact plays coming from Campuzano on the side of the Navigators, but the errors coming on the side of the Navigators allowed the HD Spikers to gain momentum, and they just capitalized on it. And, you know, Umandal and Miguel coming alive, the important points on the side of the HD Spikers for them to be able to extend this game into a 5-set match. As you take a look at the numbers, you know, a bit of a separation and disparity on the side of the attack points for the HD Spikers, 17 for them against the 12 of the Navigators. 2 block points for the HD Spikers, 1 for the Navigators. You know, a closed set in terms of enforced errors as well, but separation really happened on the attack points, and that's where's the strength of the HD Spikers, and definitely a strong start here is needed for both teams if they want to get a win.
So the HD Spikers, after not losing a set until Sunday, they've lost 4 already. 2 against the King Crunchers and 2 here today.
After all is said and done,
And Tao Umandal has really carried the bigger load in terms of scoring for the HD Spikers. 31 points already for him, but the second best scorer is Miguel with 7 points. So it has all been Umandal on the side of the HD Spikers. Meanwhile, the Navigators with balanced, you know, scoring. Saura with 19 points, Campuzano with 15, and De Pedro with 11. Norsidic also with contributing with 7 points, into Magaysay with 4. So right now, players needs to step up on the side of the HD Spikers.
Welcome back to our coverage on One Sports Plus and Pilipinas Live. We are inside the Inares Sports Arena here in Pasig City. Final set. And the first point going to Jao Umandal. That's 32 already for Jao Umandal. Make that 32.
It just goes to show how the Navigators has not found a way to slow him down in this game. Continues to dominate in terms of scoring. Talking about Umandal.
Apolinario. De Pedro. Yes! 1-all.
from the right.
Sharp cross-court attack there coming from De Pedro. Reverse set coming from Apolinario. Only 1 blocker for De Pedro on that one.
De Pedro now with 12 points. Silang back to Umandal. Why not? 34.
Umandal again and again, a scoring machine here for the HD Spikers. 1 blocker, definitely not enough.
Serving for the HD Spikers.
Francis Saura with a high push. Montero picking it up. Here comes Wendell Miguel. Block, but it goes outside.
Hit out. 3.
Wendell Miguel outsmarting the net defense of the Navigators.
Francis Saura, not his typical game. Only 8 points today. In all of the first 5 games, Francis Saura has scored in double digits. Meantime, that serve is off for Jao Umandal.
Angle in that serve of Umandal for both teams. They really can't give away a lot of free points here. They need to minimize their errors.
2 serving 3. Good pass by Lorenzo. And there's a quick pass as well to Josafat for the point.
Silang with good ball distribution here, activating Josafat at the perfect time.
Serving for the HD Spikers.
2-point lead for the red shirts. De Pedro overpasses, but a nice job Apolinario keeping it in play. Apolinario again, this time Saura. Picked up by Josafat. Silang will set it up. They go to Umandal. Why not? Jao Umandal. There's going to be a football challenge against Jao Umandal.
Challenge number 5.
Silang wants to go to their leading scorer in Jao Umandal.
you can't blame the coaching staff of the Navigators because Umandal has committed 4 of those foot-fault violations so far in the entire game. So.
Again, every point will matter, especially in this 5th set, as it is only a race to 15.
All right, here we go. Oh, this time, it's just off by an inch. So, unsuccessful challenge here for the Navigators.
The challenge is unsuccessful. Point and serve. Go to the HD Spikers, now at 5.
So give that point to Jao Mandal.
Strong start here on the side of the HD Spikers.
5-2. Camposano against the double block. Oh, great effort by Josafat to keep it alive, but the pass coming from Wendell Miguel is off.
And a great effort, great hustle on the floor defense of the HD Spikers. But Miguel could not recover just right in time to get the good third touch.
Francis Sara with a high toss. Great pass by Lorenzo again. Combination play, and Wendell Miguel will knock it in.
What a time for Wendell Miguel to come alive in this match. The important stretches of the game has been showing up for the HD Spikers.
Yeah, after struggling in the first set, missing most of the second set, he's picked up 9 points already. Camposano against 3 blockers. That cut shot is way off.
I mean, a good idea to make the floor defense work, but faulty execution.
4-point deficit against Coach Del Moro. Timeout.
Malayo kasi siya masyado.
Wala pa yan, wala pa.
Sige, apat lang.
Kapit tayo. Compose na tayo ulit ha. Sampasa.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Apat lang, apat.
Hey, ready? Go.
Ayos mo nga lang, ha?
Well, for the Navigators, they need a good first ball. That's what worked for them in the past sets. For Apolinario to orchestrate the offense more easier. But right now, really, HD Spikers just having the momentum.
Serving for Cignal.
Not a good pass there. Camposano finally gets the side out.
Much cheated point there on the Navigators. Great effort from Apolinario to push that one to Camposano.
So good response after the timeout. For the Navigators, they get a side out. Short serve! Oh!
Into the net. Cignal leads.
Costly error there on the side of Camposano.
That's a big one. Down by 4 again. They will switch ends. Midway through the 5th and final set.
More volleyball action in the Spikers turf.
A 4-point lead is already big, especially in the 5th set. And the momentum is on the side of the HD Spikers. We still haven't seen the momentum move to the side of the Navigators.
This is the first 5-setter for the Navigators. Meanwhile, for Bugawan and the HD Spikers, their second consecutive 5-setter after a 5-set win last Sunday. So that's basically just 3 days ago against the King Crunchers. They're back at it again. With no Brian Bagunas again today. And in the next game of the HD Spikers, he's back in Taiwan. Fulfilling his duties for his club team. In the meantime, that hit is going to be outside.
The Navigators can't seem to get their flow going here.
So a substitution here for Coach Del Moro as Kent Sapanto, who did not play against the King Crunchers, is in the game for the first time. Sabanto will be served at, and still called off the bench, overpasses, and that's put away.
Good target there from Wendell Miguel. And that gave Bugawa an easier time to get that point.
A very comfortable 6-point lead here for the HD Spikers. There's a side out for Nursidik.
Much needed point on the side of the Navigators. Some sparks from their side, but they can't seem to get a run here. And that's because the HD Spikers has stayed dominant so far in this set.
Down by 5. Oh! Back-to-back service faults here for the Navigators. One from Camposano and the other from Nursidik. And Coach Del Moro will call a... No, he's not going to call a timeout just yet. And he's clearly disappointed. He will sit down.
Serving for the HD Spikers.
This is what we mentioned earlier. The Navigators can give HD Spikers a room to recover because HD Spikers definitely will take advantage of that.
And nice pass, the push. Oh, and off a broken play. Umandal still gets to score. 35 points now for Jao Umandal, and that could be it for these Navigators.
That's true. I mean, HD Spikers on the roll, very confident, very decisive of how they're playing. Meanwhile, the body language of the Navigators saying it all.
Meantime, Justin Santos out of San Beda. This is his first game since he played against Savoy. He has not played in the last 3 games for the Navigators. There's a net touch. It's going to be on Jao Umandal.
6, serving 12.
Jao Umandal still trying to argue that one, but that is a point to the Navigators.
Coach Del Moro clearly unhappy with Nursidik and Sumagaysay. Pulled them out early, and that hit is outside for Jao Umandal. A rare error there. Coach Dexter Clamor will call a timeout. Their lead is down to 5. We'll listen in.
Pinapalo mo lang ng boss, huwag mo nang iiwas. Pag iniiwas mo, lalong nag-outside eh. Kahit na ganito yung play natin, pwede ka magbigay dito sa back row kay Wendell. Eh, nakita mo dalawa, sumilip ka muna, nakita mo dalawa na dito. Either back row dito or back row dito. Nagpo-pipe, nag-8 naman yan eh. Oh, pasa mo na. Last 3 balls. Go, 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 go.
Coach Dexter Clamor, just some reminders there. I mean, HD Spikers, they are on the right track right now, but they need a side out for them to get the momentum back on their side.
Umandal, Apolinario popping it up. Ada will set it to Saura. Saura pushes. Lorenzo will set it back to Jao Umandal. He has 35, make it 36 points for Jao Umandal.
Jao Umandal just making things look so easy here in terms of attacking. Take a look at that shot, avoiding the blockers on that one.
Up by 6 and 2 points away from a 6-0 win-loss record, and there it is. That's going to be match point for the HD Spikers. Sabando sending that one into the net.
Now HD Spikers are playing their best set in this match. They had a difficult time even in the sets that they won.
7 match points. HD Spikers, Sabando. Back-to-back attack errors for Kent Sabando. And it's going to be back-to-back losses for the Navigators as the HD Spikers stay undefeated here in the Open Conference.
And the Cignal HD Spikers coming alive just right on time to get this match, but it definitely wasn't easy for them. The Navigators put a lot of pressure and they really pushed them through their limits in today's game.
Second straight 5-setter match, and both of them big W's for the HD Spikers as they take down the Navigators in 5 sets. So we'll take a quick break, come back with the finishing touches to this doubleheader from the United Sports Arena.
Ilan points ako? Ilang block? Dalawang page set ah.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Open Conference 2024, and that concludes our second game for today's doubleheader. The Cignal HD Spikers winning against the D Navigators in 5 sets. And of course, joining me now is the best player of the game, the one and only Mr. Jao Umandal. 36 points, 32 attacks, 3 blocks, and 1 ace. Grabe, Jao, congratulations. Ano ba kinakain mo?
Flat tops.
Flat tops para. Okay. Kidding aside, Jao, of course, sinabi mo kanina, back-to-back 5-setters, and sinabi nga sa akin ni head coach Dex na parang hindi pa kayo fully recovered from yung game against Criss Cross. So, paano mo ba na-sustain or na-maintain yung performance na yon kahit na physically pagod ka?
Siguro kami mas nanatili sa amin yung ma-overcome namin tong pagod na to, yung laban na to, para mas masarap sa pakiramdam na magpahinga kami ng 2 araw. 2 araw na yun na masaya kasi nakuha namin yung 2 victory. Actually, 2 big game talaga yung magkasunod namin. Naka-mindset na kami na mapapagod talaga.
Jao, speaking of mindset, of course, lahat kayo veterano. So, mental toughness, hindi yun magiging problem para sa inyo. Could you talk to me about how yung mental toughness na yun, naapektuhan ba yun with your physical fatigue or tiredness as a team?
Hindi naman kasi nakaplan naman yung mga ginagawa namin. Mga coaches, kumbaga, alam din nila kung pagod na kami. Kumbaga, tinutulungan din nila kami maka-recover kasi sila rin din, alam din nila kung paano kami pag-trainingin sa laban. Kaya mas na-overcome namin yung pressure namin ngayong set, ng game na to.
Alright, thank you so much, Jao. Okay, may gusto ka bang batiin, Jao?
Okay, binabati ko pala yung mga family ko na nanonood, mga Cignal supporters, at sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa Spikers. Salamat.
Alright, thank you so much once again, our best player of the game, Jao Umandal, with this conference high. Again, congratulations, Jao. Back to you, Eric and Ayala.
All right, thank you, Ayana. Congratulations, Jao Umandal. He didn't even know he had 36, right? He was asking, we heard him asking, Ayala, ilan ba ginawa ko? 36 lang naman.
I mean, Jao Umandal just really stepping up. He knows that he is the go-to player in this game, especially that they don't have Brian Bagunas in today's game. He had to step up. He had, a couple of support also from his teammates, but, it wasn't an easy win for the HD Spikers as the Navigators really pushed them in this 5-set match, but HD Spikers just playing their best set, just right on time to win this match. And Jao Umandal mentioned earlier that they were prepared for long matches as it was a back-to-back, big games for them, but the winning mindset that definitely was key for the Cignal HD Spikers.
A terrific game overall, and conference high for Jao Umandal as he helps the HD Spikers get a big win today. And this is the schedule on Friday. We're going to be back here at the United Sports Arena. Navy against the King Crunchers at 4, and then the Mavericks looking for their second win. And they take on VNS at 6 p.m. That's another doubleheader coming up on Friday. Savoy winning against Richmark in the first game today. And The Navigators go down to 4-2 in the standings, while the HD Spikers, the defending champions, undefeated. Now, back-to-back 5-set wins led by Chao Umandal. Thanks to our director, Christian Encarnacion, our executive producer, Adam Bayuga, game producer, Nick Ershaw, for Ayana Perlas, Ayala Salñero, I'm Eric Kipan. Thanks for watching more Spikers Turf, where power meets passion, only here on Pilipinas Live.